Liza Soberano recalls mom's drug addiction, abuse by foster parent. Welcome to Zyfrax News Channel. Please subscribe my channel in order to get regular news. Liza Soberano publicly spoke about her origin story for the first time, revealing the hardships and abuse she suffered at a young age while still living in the United States. The actress made a tell-all in an episode of Can I Come In? Podcast released on Thursday, August 14, going candid about how she was born to misguided parents. Soberano further described her mother Jacqueline and father John as a Bonnie and Clyde duo, revealing the latter was a chemist while the former had a bad addiction to crystal meth, popularly known in the Philippines as shabu. They were not really thinking about the consequences for me, she lamented, noting how they also welcomed at the time her younger brother. Soberano said her dad later got arrested and eventually deported from the U.S. for multiple cases including making drugs. The actress and her brother were then left with their mom, whose drug addiction even worsened. She was even using while pregnant with my brother, and so my little brother was born addicted to crystal meth, Soberano stated. It's kind of crazy because the memories come to me in flashes in very vulnerable moments. A sense will get triggered and I can remember these moments. These memories have been validated by the things that a lot of the grown-ups around me have told me, she said. Abuse by mom's ex-boyfriend. Soberano's mom later had a relationship with a guy named Michael whom the actress described as a really bad news. Soberano recalled that when she was just 2 years old, Michael stole a minivan and took them 3 with him. The incident, she said, was even broadcast in the news as kidnapping after her mom's family filed a missing persons report. When Michael was left alone with Soberano and her brother in the van, the actress said he kept screaming at her and telling her to hit her baby brother in the head. When she refused, Michael hit her in the head with his gun. A few hours later, the police were able to locate them after Soberano's mom called them. Both Michael and Jacqueline were arrested. I feel immense fear. I don't feel pain for some reason. I just feel fear of bringing shame to my mom. Even though I know she was the one that did me wrong, the actress said, breaking into tears. Abuse by foster parent. As both her parents were in prison, Soberano and her brother stayed with their grandparents. However, they were later transferred to foster care because their grandparents were too old to take care of them. She and her brother then stayed in several foster homes before they ended up under the care of Melissa, who was introduced to her as Jacqueline's high school best friend. That was really far from the truth actually. Recalling her living setup with Melissa and her family, Soberano said she was treated as the family dog and was only allowed to sit in a big cardboard box behind the sofa, like an actual dog, during movie nights. The actress also narrated an instance when Melissa forced her to eat a meatball until she choked, which caused her phobia of meatballs, and when the latter instructed Soberano to clean their dog's poop on the carpet using her tongue. She grabbed the back of my head and forced me on the carpet. According to Soberano, more abuse incidents transpired, including Melissa not feeding her for days and leaving her to sleep in the garage without a bed. Soberano and her brother were only able to leave Melissa's house when a social worker made a surprise visit and saw the signs of abuse on the actress' body. The siblings then lived with their grandparents until they had to migrate to the Philippines when Soberano was 10 years old due to a financial setback. Estranged father. Soberano then admitted that it was uncomfortable living with John, whom she addressed as her estranged father. He demanded so much from me as a daughter that I feel like was unmerited because he wasn't around, she recalled. Reflecting on her childhood, she further lamented, I developed this habit of making myself so small out of fear of being a burden to people. I was afraid that if I did something that they didn't like or something that upset people, that they wouldn't want me anymore or that I'd become unworthy of their love. And so I tolerated and accepted a lot of disrespect and abuse out of fear of losing people that weren't afraid of losing me, she said. During the interview, Soberano also confirmed that she had indeed broken up with actor Enrique Gil almost 3 years ago.